everyone, and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you're doing well. And before we get into things today, if you missed yesterday's episode, go and click the link I'll leave in the top right now because it is absolutely crucial you watch that one prior to today's because we are playing the second legs of both the Asian Champions League and the Chinese FA Super Cup final. And we played the first legs yesterday. So if you haven't seen those, then go click that link I left in the top corner. But today, the second legs of those games, and we're going to get straight into the Asian Champions League final here, where we are 2-2 going into the home legs, the 2 away goals against Al-Nassr of Saudi Arabia. If you're looking forward to today's episode, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. On screen you can see the teams. From what I can tell, Al-Nassr looking fairly similar to the first game. They brought Pochettino into the starting 11. And for us, of course, Solé was suspended. That's why he played in the second game of yesterday's episode, as well as the first. We've brought Huang in for him, and Fan Yanan comes back into the left-back slot instead of Duhui, who is on the bench. But otherwise, full strength, pretty close to what we want to be going into this game, and hopefully we can, at the very least, not lose this game because those away goals quite good for us going into this league. And hopefully we can wrap up the 5th of the 6 Champions Leagues we need in this Hexagon Challenge. And at our home stadium, here is the formation, the same 4-3-3 that we've won the prior 4 Champions Leagues with. Hopefully it can bring us our 5th today. And there's Al-Nassr going with the same 4-3-3 like they did in the first league. 2-2, as we said, we've got the away goal advantage because of that. Hopefully that remains the same and we can win the game outright anyway, but a 1-1 draw would be enough for us to be crowned champions as well. Same uniforms from the first game. We're in the green, Al-Nassr in the yellow, and they are kicking off playing left to right, and Abul Kal, who got 2 goals in yesterday's episode, makes his way forward early. We do give away a free kick, and they will show it as well. Oh no, they won't. It does remain 0 all early doors, but after 2 minutes we have a free kick ourselves, and hopefully an early goal here would be quite nice if we can get that way, making his way at the edge of the box just inside the byline, puts a ball in. Kang will tidy things up, puts a ball in, but Pizzari tidies things up for Al-Nassr, and now they look to get something going on the counter. Hopefully we don't concede an early goal. We don't want that to happen either in this game because then they will give themselves a bit of a chance. That's a lovely ball for Anderson as we're on the attack. Back for Wang, and the shot blocked. Good chance. It goes out for a throw-in, but a bit helter-skelter early at both ends. Still 0-0 though. 10 minutes gone. It's a free kick for Al-Nassr, and they just knock the ball about short, get it out to De Silva, and now look to make their way into our half through Abul Kal, who makes his way, now the ball out to Al Ghamdi, and he makes his way forward down that left-hand side. Willock with a good turnover there, though, had a good impact in that first leg of yesterday's final. Of course, getting a couple of goals played through quite nicely from Oceania, and now he makes his way forward again, although this time the ball taken off him for a slide tackle. Tries to get it back, but they do hold the ball up for now, although Willock tracking back quite nicely. Ball forward for Wang, just making his way around the defence, trying to hold the ball up back to Anderson. What can he do? There's a long shot, and it's in the back of the net, and after 10 minutes, we get that goal that we were after. It doesn't change the overall outlook of the tie too much with those 2 away goals we got in the first league, but it certainly puts us in a good position anyway. He just makes his way around his defender here, well outside the box. The goalkeeper gets a little bit of a hand to it, but it still finds the right-hand side, and we are now winning this outright 3-2, 12 minutes into the second leg. And that's half-time. We had 2 highlights after the kickoff, and those are both the ones that you saw after the 10-minute mark goal that Anderson got. Nothing at all, so a pretty boring first half, it has to be said, but we're 1-0 up, so we're going to take that without any questions at all. Good goal that we got. Nice long shot from Anderson that fizzed along the ground. Dominating this game. Al-Nassr yet to get a shot off, and our only one that was on target went in the back of the net. So can't complain too much. Happy with how things are going because we're looking quite solid defensively. And yeah, we're just going to crack into the second half. Kang has picked up a yellow card, but now that we're into the last game of this tournament, we're not going to bother taking players off the yellow cards. So we're just going to leave things the way they are. And hopefully we can hold on to this lead and win our 5th Champions League in the save. Early in the second half, and we have a free kick. No changes from Al-Nassr. That's a great ball for Huang, but he's offside. Thought that would look far too easy. And indeed that was. That probably would have wrapped things up. but it does remain 1-0 and 3-2 on aggregate, although, geez, he's not offside by much there. Juan gets his foot to it. That would have been a rare goal for him, but still 1-0 on the day, 3-2 on aggregate. But Pizzari with a poor kick there, and we do get possession back here through Willock, and hopefully get that cushion goal just to absolutely make sure. Of course, if they did come back from that, we would lose our away goal advantage, so hopefully that wouldn't be the case. It's a nice long ball for Wang, puts it in the back of the net, but yet again looked too easy and he was offside. So we put the ball in the back of the net a few times early on in the second half, but neither of them are legal. Long ball from Wang, trying to repay the favour for the one that he got disallowed from him before, but Wang offside by a stride, and it's still 1-0 after 50 minutes. 54 minutes gone, and we have a corner looking for that cushion goal. Orestano to put it in. Diakabe on the rebound. There it is, 2-0 up after 54 minutes. It's been a really quiet game, highlight-wise. A couple of highlights to start the second half of disallowed goals, and yeah, it hasn't really been up to much this game, but we are now 2-0 up, and hopefully the game remains not up to much, because then we would be winning this Champions League. Bit of luck there on the rebound, but we go 2-0 up as we get towards the hour mark. Okay, 65 minutes gone here. Still no highlights since that last goal when we went 2-0 up, but way on a red heart for him. We will bring Zhuang on, our first change of the second leg of this final. 25 to go, 2 goals up. Let's hope we can keep the scoreline pretty similar to what it is. Okay, 71 minutes gone here. Still no highlights happening. It's been a very dull game. Joe Willock not having the greatest game today, though. I think we're going to bring Tian on for him and switch Anderson and him around sidewise. See if we can just create something, but still 2-0 with under 20 to go. And back at the 85-minute mark, no highlights since that second goal still. We'll tell the boys to press that player. We are close now, but Kang is on a red heart as well as a yellow card, so we'll bring Fu on for him. That will be our last change. Only 5 minutes to go. 2 goals up. The away goals in our advantage as well. It's looking good with very little time left in the second leg of this Asian Champions League final. 88 minutes gone. We finally have another highlight. One with a free kick. Pizzari with a bit of a loose save, but it is cleared away, and it does remain 2-0. But we are now out of time, and it feels like we're going to be taking home our 5th Champions League and our 5th final. Only 20 seconds left. We're on the ball. Al-Nassr have thrown very little at us today, it has to be said. So luckily we got those 2 goals, albeit in the end, those 2 away goals from the first leg would have been enough, and it's full time, and we have won the Asian Champions League at Beijing Guoan for the first time ever for the club as well. So that's a cool thing to be able to do here as well, and that's a double for the season now. And as we head into the second game of today's episode, we have the chance to make it a treble, and a very good chance as well, of course, with a 5-1 lead as we go into the away league of that game. But here's the trophy lift. The Asian Champions League is coming to Beijing Guoan. I nearly said it's coming home. It's never been there, so we'll leave that alone. Sorry, England fans. But we win it 4-2 on aggregate, 2-0 on the day. Good, solid home performance. Not very many highlights. Sorry about that. But we'll take it. There's the goalkeeper handstand. I presume that's Lee, because it looked like an interesting number doing that. But we get the job done. It was, as I said, not a great game, but we got the goals when we needed to through Anderson in the first half, and then Diakabe in the second. A few ruled out for offside early on in the second half too, albeit rightfully so. Al-Nassr only the 1 shot in that second leg. It was on target, but we didn't see the highlight. We'll tell the boys we're very happy, and we'll be back shortly to try and make it a treble here in China for the season, with a 5-1 lead in the second leg of the Chinese FA Super Cup final against the Hebei China Fortune. And we are back for the second leg of this FA Super Cup final here in China against the Hebei China Fortune. As we said, as you would have also seen in yesterday's episode, a really good performance from our rotation team in that game in the home league to give us a 5-1 lead. So we should really be winning this game no matter what happens and getting the treble. But we are putting out more or less the first choice team, as they have recovered just enough from the Asian Champions League final to be taking part. Feel a little bit harsh not playing the likes of Hu in this game after his performance yesterday, but we'll give the first team a good chance to end things on a good note for us here, just to make sure that we don't absolutely bottle things. We do have a few players missing for this game, though. Kang is actually playing through injections, with us having won the Champions League and this game being the last of the season. I felt like we could do that. Not normally something I would do, but with the situation the way it is last game of the season, will get him through this game on the needles and the painkillers. And Hay in the midfield has gone on holiday early for him. Boubacar Kamara comes into the CDM role. And otherwise, we're looking pretty similar. Tian for Anderson as he's just a bit too tired and quite injury susceptible at the moment. So we'll make that change as well with Tian having been quite good for us this season. But otherwise, it's the same team that was taking their place in the Champions League final. And hopefully, we can get another trophy to make it a treble and win all the trophies available to us here in China before we round things off here and move to North America. So here are the team sheets again. Hebei China Fortune with a 4-3-3, which is interesting, going quite attacking. As you can see, their recent form is quite awful, but they do need goals, of course. I can't blame them. Similar looking lineup to last game, but different formation. And there's our team, the traditional 4-3-3 that we've now won 5 Champions Leagues with. Hopefully we can make that 6, because that would be quite a cool achievement with the same tactic. But we are kicking off in our green, playing right to left, early ball forward, looking for one, but the goalkeeper will tidy things up. Hebei China Fortune in the red at home, 5-1 up, early doors, starting the second leg, and it is an early free kick here for Hebei, far post, and just like that, they're on the score sheet. Chen, that's a little bit soft from us. I think that would have been Fan Yanan at the far post there, being the left back. He's just let the defender get above him a bit too easily there, although he did try a contest it. Good header from Chen. Not too sure about the goalkeeper positioning, but early doors, 1-0 down, but 5-2 up on aggregate. 4 minutes gone, and we're looking for an instant reply from the corner here. Diakabe gets his head to it, but it goes over the bar, and it is still 5-2 on aggregate, but 1-0 on the day down. And another corner here in the 8th minute from the exact same spot. Oceania puts it in. Sole with another header, but it's high and wide. Still a goal down on the day, but 3 up on aggregate. And 10 minutes gone here, so a lot more highlights than we had in the second leg of that Champions League final, so that should at least make this episode worthwhile anyway. But Wang on the ball over to Tian, and we look to equalise on the day. Fan holding the ball up, puts the ball across for Wang on the volley. That's a good chance, but the soft shot a little bit soft straight at Lee, and they now look to get something going on the counter. Header fall from Diakabe, trying to find Willock. Can't, but we will get possession back off the back of that as they try and progress the ball upfield. Did the Hebei China Fortune, and this is a good chance for us. We had a lot of players running in the midfield there, but no one could pick them out. Now Kang on the edge of the box, back to Wei, puts it in field, slide tackle from Chico. Willock picks the scraps up, but it's cleared away from Hebei, and now they look to make it 2 through Yan, but a good save this time from Lee. They're getting through quite easily, which is a little bit of a concern. Maybe our boys are a little bit more tired from that Champions League final than we would have thought. They have a corner here, go for the far post, but Willock clears it, and it does remain 1-0 after 12 minutes. 23 minutes gone, we have a free kick here for Oceania. Finds Kamara and we equalise. We've looked quite threatening since we conceded that early goal, and we get an away goal and make it 6-2 on aggregate, and that should now put this game absolutely to bed if it wasn't already. Simple free kick, Kamara at the far post running onto it into the top right corner, and we make it 1-0 on the day. He has a good stride on side, and 6-2 on aggregate after 24 minutes. And they will show the kickoff here, so Hebei looking to get an instant reply, which would be pretty frustrating. They boot one long, and somehow Jan's in behind our defence here. Tight angle though, so we should be able to deal with this fairly comfortably. A long shot, and Chen is offside, thankfully. That did look a bit too good to be true. He was in the right place, right time. They put the ball in the back of the net, but looked fairly well offside. Hopefully they show it quite clearly here. The long shot might have been going on target, but it was blocked. And in the end, Chen's a good couple of strides offside, and it will remain 1-1. 32 minutes gone. We have another corner. We've had a lot of set pieces in a good area of the pitch today, but they do clear this away, and they have a few numbers down here. Do the Hebei China Fortune, Lei making his way into the box, holding the ball up, and we do get possession back. I thought the way that the bodies reacted there, it might be a penalty, but luckily it isn't, albeit Hebei back on the ball. Chico just keeping that in play on a yellow card, now makes his way into the box. First attempted a cross block, back out to Sergio, and he gets the ball back after a bit of a 1-2. They're knocking it about quite nicely outside the box here. Chinu got the first goal over to Zhang in a bit of space down the right, puts a ball, and it's an absolute mess, and Sergio, oh, that's unlucky. I think one of our players tried to clear that, and it clattered into an opposition player and fell to Sergio's, put that in the top left corner. We'll just have to check this. But yeah, that's a little bit of an unfortunate one. Zhang on the edge of the box here. The ball falls to Oristanio. He bangs it back into Zheng, and then Sergio with the nice finish. That's a bit unlucky. And somehow, because stat-wise we really don't deserve to be, we are 2-1 down, but we get a highlight straight off the back of that goal. So yet again, could be a chance of an instant reply in this game, but still 6-3 ups are not all bad for us. We can allow a little bit of sloppiness occasionally, and especially when it's more through bad luck than anything else. And we will get possession back after Hebei have it briefly, and Willock with a good bit of strength there to keep possession. We play a ball forward to Wang, is onside. We'll find Tian in some good space on the left. Has a shot that's a little bit dodgy from Lee in goal there. It didn't look all that threatening, but he's been forced to put it out for a corner. And we will try and get another set-piece goal here. Diakabe with his head to it, just high, and it is still 2-1 after 35 minutes. 36 minutes gone, it's a goal kick to the Hebei China Fortune. They boot it long and will keep possession from it. 2-1, if they get another one here, might be a little bit dodgy for us. A good slide tackle there, but unable to keep possession. That's a good ball there for Yim, but a good save from Lee. It's a bit of all action this game, which is, to be fair, quite nice after the first game we had today. But 2-1 it remains today, and we've still got that 3-goal buffer on aggregate, and we're now on the attack, and that's a nice ball for Willock. Tight angle, but a good save from Lee. It was more or less straight at him, and it does remain 2-1. Throw in the 38th minute. A lot of action in the first half of this game so far, and Kamara now on the ball for us in the CDM role. Tian given a ton of space. Here's a shot. The goalkeeper went for it, but it was blocked. We put it back into the mixer, cleared away by Hebei, and it does remain 2-1 at the 40-minute mark. 41 minutes gone. It's another highlight, a goal kick from the Hebei China Fortune. That's very sloppy from our defence. Young gets beyond them, and he's able to put that away. I thought we might have been doing one of those clearances that one of the Hebei players did in the first league yesterday from memory. Not too sure if it was that game or Al-Nassr, but that's so sloppy from Sole at the back. He should have dealt with that. Diakabe had to try to pick it up, and then Sole almost could have cleared that anyway, but just misses the ball. And it's game back on here a little bit. 3-1 just before half-time, albeit we are back in possession from the restart. I do swear I'm on extended highlights and not the full match for this game, because it's been all action so far, and Willock on the ball for us as we look to get things back to some sort of parity before halftime. Hopefully not concede, because then it would be full game on now. Willock has a long shot. It is wide though, although it will go out for a corner blocked by Zheng. So a little bit of a disappointing performance this from our first team, it has to be said. Oristanio puts the corner in. It is headed away. Our rotation probably playing the best game that we've played across the last 4 games. It does remain 3-1 for now as we get close to halftime. 46 minutes gone here, and it's a corner to Hebei. If they get one here, then we could be in trouble. But luckily, Lee claims that nice and safely for us. He boots one deep and finds Tian in a fair bit of space on the left. What can he do here? Keeps possession despite the slide tackle. Puts one in, tries to find Willock far post. And it's a handball there, I think. Chico giving away another penalty. From memory, he might have given one away yesterday. And it will be Oristanio today taking the penalty. What can he do? He buries it bottom left corner, and that just makes us feel a little bit more comfortable going into halftime. 3-2 behind on the day, but we get that 3-goal buffer back on aggregate, and now away goals are in our favour because we've got 2 of them. Hebei could only get 1 yesterday, and it will be 3-2 at half-time. Look, I'm not that impressed with the performance from our boys, it has to be said. And I'm a little bit miffed by it because the stats, we should really be winning this game. We're somehow behind. A little bit weird this game, it's fair to say. Hebei have been extremely clinical with their chances. 6 shots, 5 on target, 3 goals. We've had 17 shots, 6 on target, only managed 2. But luckily we've got a good buffer from the first leg. So we'll give the boys a little bit of a rack up at halftime, I think it's fair to say, because we really should be winning this game. Just try and avoid complacency. And we will actually make a sub here. Fanyana not playing well, so Duhui can come on for him. Fan just not quite performing where we want him to today. And we start the second half with Hebei playing right to left. 49 minutes gone, and Hebei have an early corner to start the second half. Wang puts it in, far post. Chen gets his head to it, but luckily it's high, and it remains 3-2, 4-7 on aggregate. 51 minutes gone here, and I think we're going to make some substitutions. Way a little bit on a yellow and not playing as well as we know he can. So we're going to bring Zwan on for him, and hopefully that will give us something more. Hopefully some fresher legs might do the trick for us because they're just not quite being as clinical as we'd like with all those chances we have. But still, 3 goals up on aggregate with 40 minutes to play. 60 minutes gone, Hybe looked to get a counter-attack going, but there Kabe able to pick up a pretty easy ball from him, hit it back to Lee and receive it back from him as we look to get on the attack and try and level things on the day. It's a wonderful ball for Wang, and he hits the post. That was a golden chance, and he misses only by the slightest of margins, but yeah, luckily we've got a bit of a buffer in this game because that could have been quite frustrating. The corner is headed clear by the Hybe defence. Kamara will tidy things up for us, but we look like we're retreating backwards, and it will remain 3-2 on the day for now, 7-4 on aggregate. 76 minutes gone here. We're about to have a highlight, but Willock is on a red heart, so we'll bring Chen on for him. A solid game from Willock. We'll make that change. As I said, fresh legs, oh so important. That's the last of our substitutions. Hopefully we can get something going in these last 15 minutes because, yeah, still doesn't feel like we deserve to be behind in this game, but we have a throw in before that substitution can be made. Kamara out to cut just on the edge of the box. Has a shot just wide. Good chance, but still 3-2 down we are. 78 minutes gone here. It's a free kick from an offside to Hybe. The goalkeeper boots it long, but Sole will get that to Wang. Back to Oceania. Good ball for Wang, and he'll put that away. And we are back on level terms. 8-4 on aggregate. And we are safe as houses now with 10 minutes to go to be taking home the treble here in China for the season with this FA Super Cup. It's a header forward from Sole. Wang plays this back to Orestanio, picks the run out of Wang. Two of our best players this season combining. Good finish into the top right corner, and it's back all square on the day. 4 goals up with 10 to go. 1 minute left of regular time and 2 more of additional. We had a throw in, but we do lose possession briefly before getting it back. Have to retreat somewhat though, but we're in a really nice spot now to be taking home this treble, and yeah, we more or less are, although a little bit sloppy from us. It's a game, as I said, I feel like we should be winning this one based on the stats, but just not as clinical as with our chances as Hybe have been, so fair play to them in this home league. And they're on the attack in the last minute. That's a simple ball, and we might be losing our last game in charge at Beijing Guoan, which is a little bit disappointing. Not that it means too much when we're only losing by 1 goal, but that's a bit soft on the counter-attack there from Hybe. Maybe some tired legs getting to us there. Yan, just too much pace for our defence on that left-hand side, albeit Du and Sole, 2 of the more fresher players on the pitch, so that's a little bit disappointing. Good time run, just too much pace for Sole there. Good finish, and we're 4-3 down as we get into the final minute of our time here in Asia. Look at the stats. We've had 25 shots, only managed 3 goals, where they've had a lot less shots and have got more goals than us. It's a little bit disappointing. We lose our last game in charge, but we win the FA Super Cup here in China to make it a treble alongside the Asian Champions League from earlier today, and of course the Chinese Super League. So that's a great season for us, and hopefully that means our reputation won't drop any further than it did partway through this season before we head to North America off the back of this trophy lift for the FA Super Cup. Not the biggest trophy that we're after this season by any means, but good to get the job done, largely thanks to the rotation team and yesterday's episodes. The fair play to those guys. That was a wonderful performance from them in that game where they really did do it on their own with only a little bit of help from the full strength guys off the bench with that Champions League final either side of it. But that was the key win, 5-1 in the first league yesterday. As I said, stat-wise, don't know how we lost that game if I'm being honest, but fair play to Hybe, a lot more clinical with their chances. They did play quite attacking, to be fair to them as well, which they kind of had to when they were 4 goals down. But we'll come back shortly for the end of season review and wrap up our time here in Asia. So we have got to the end of season review quickly off the back of securing that treble. You can see our 3 trophies there, and we will be resigning from the club off the back of this. But here's the review of the season. Our transfers to start things off. Derek Kabe rated the best transfer with a B+ rating and a good average rating as well. To be fair to us, wasn't our best transfer effort at a club because we didn't realise the rules here for quite a while until it was too late with the 5 players over 21 of local origin. I thought one of our better players should have been Kang for the price we put forward for him, filling one of those Asian spots in the Asian Champions League, which was quite good. Given a good rating and provided a few assists as well as one really good goal towards the end of the season as well. But most of the guys we brought in did do a good job for us. Obviously, it was a bit of a weird window in the first one that we were here after we realised that we couldn't go over 5 over 21 local players. But I think we did a decent job. Obviously, we did. Otherwise, we wouldn't have won those trophies. It could have definitely gone a different way. Could have been an interesting situation here after that first transfer window. But luckily for us, things did go well. We did sign a lot of players under 21 towards the end of the window as the game just goes a bit buggy on me. But in the end, they all seem to work out pretty well for us. And there's a lot of talent for the future here at the club. Transfers out. A lot of these we didn't have much of an impact, and the only one I can really remember was Carlos Alcaraz, who the fans in the club were a bit disappointed about, but he did want to leave. Played quite well for Bahia as well. And Lee Ran went to Guangzhou Evergrande for 1.4 million as well. So that was a decent sale for a 16-year-old goalkeeper who didn't have much potential. But on the whole, I think our transfer window, considering that we kind of nearly stuffed it up early, actually went quite well. So decent, could have been better, but could have been a lot worse. And obviously it could have been worse because we still managed to win the free trophies that we were able to play for here in China. There's the Super League table in the end. 9 points clear. We had a bit of an average start, dropping a lot of points early on. But once we got into our rhythm around the time the second part of the Champions League group stage kicked into gear, we started to find our feet quite nicely and pick up a lot of points and get a good gap there. So that was good. Similar situation with the Champions League. We started off pretty dodgy, only winning one of our first 3 group games, but we picked things up in the second half, as we said, to top our group, and luckily we did, because otherwise we wouldn't have got through. And from there, a couple of close games, it's fair to say, after the MacArthur one, but in the end we just did enough to win that Champions League 4-2, the final on aggregate. And the Super Cup looks quite comfortable there on the screen. That Guangzhou game in the semi-final was a lot tougher than it looked. 1-0 down for a lot of that game, but for the most part did it somewhat comfortably. So in the end, an actual really good season here, which is nice to be able to say, especially considering the fact we nearly stuffed up that transfer window right at the start of the year. The biggest win was the 7-1 league win against Guangzhou. That was very late in the season off the back of that win against them in the FA Super Cup semi-final. Our match to remember, the 4-1 win in March. And the goal of the season was Wei Hei versus Shandong Luneng very late in the season from 25 metres out. We'll have a look at this one from the 61st minute of this game. Headed away, struck first time. It is a good goal. I still like the Karate Kid sort of effort that was from Zhuang from memory. A few episodes ago, it was a very acrobatic goal. Really nice goal. One of the first times I've seen that in FM this year. So yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I thought there was a goal that was better and is up there for goal of the series. But our finances, sponsorship went down, but everything else, as you would expect, went up, especially with our performance competition-wise. You can see a real good boost for us there through winning the Champions League. Wang, Oristanio, Anderson, Wei, and Zvanberg, the best shirt sellers. But good year for us financially. Our best 11 for the year looks a little bit glitchy, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not too sure who Hey Ye is or Frederico. Considering we got here at the start of the season, I'm not too sure how those guys are actually in this anyway. And some guy called Zhang Yuning. But for the most part, the main players you need to look at are the two up front. They were class for us, and that was Oristanio and Wang Jun. So I think we're just going to ignore that because something not right there, especially with the tactic formation-wise. And there are the club awards. Fans Player of the Season, Oristanio. He topped most of the stats, so that is no surprise at all. Tian gets Young Player of the Season. No surprise there either. Guy was very good for us, especially for a 2-star player off the bench and in the rotation team. Diakabe signing of the season. Goal of the season we've seen for Wei. You can see down here all these awards going to Oristanio except for most passes per 90. So no surprise that he got player of the season. You can see we had a youngest player on the right-hand side there. And Oristanio just dominating this along with Wang. Competition award-wise, Tian got the Super League Best Under-23 player. Chinese Super League Player of the Year was Oristanio, as well as the FA Cup Most Valuable Player and the Champions League Most Valuable Player. So he picked up the treble as well as us and the club. So Oristanio just dominating these awards, and we picked up a couple of Manager of the Month awards as well as Manager of the Year, and in the FA Super Cup Manager of the Year as well. So some nice awards there to go in our collection alongside the trophies that we have now won. And there is the end part of the season review, stating that we pretty much lived up to expectations, with us being up there with favoritism for every competition that we were in. So we kind of winged it a little bit. Wasn't too confident after we stuffed up the transfer window with those over 21 signings, especially the free agent ones. I didn't realize they were going to be included in that. But in the end, we got the job done, and Oceania, for the most part, leading us to a treble winning season. So where that leaves us is more or less is going to our contract and hitting that resign button, because there's no real point in us staying on, although they are going to try and keep us around. I'm just going to tell them that I've got no intention of changing my mind. Let me click it. And they finally let me click it after about 10 times, and we have left the club. Haven't had that happen before. They were desperate to try and keep me, which was nice. But yeah, we have now left Beijing Guoan, with this being a Hexagon challenge. It is now 5 of the Champions Leagues done, which only leaves 1 more to go, and there is no doubt as to where we have to go to get that. It is CONCACAF North America, and if we ever look at the jobs available, you will see there are 2 available in Liga MX. Of course, North America is pretty much just America and Mexico. Canada's loaded, but they don't get teams into the Champions League. So Mexico and USA it will be. And Mexico have a couple of jobs available, but looking at the names, Deportivo Guadalajara were a team that came up around when I was looking in Asia for the Beijing Guoan job, and it just didn't quite look big enough, and that's when they still had Champions League football. Mineros de Zacatecas, I believe, are going to be a pretty low table team as well. You can see Deportivo Guadalajara are actually up there, so could consider that one, but honestly, I think it would be one of these top 2 teams here in Mexico if we were going to go for them. One of Monterrey and Club America. Monterrey came up, I think, on my last job hunt as well, but they were just down a little bit further. They've recovered a little bit since then. Club America would be really nice, but it looks like, unfortunately, that job has been available and been filled while we rounded up our time in Asia. That would have been a heck of a job to get, but yeah, we'll see what happens. If this guy gets sacked, Club America would be a very good club to go to. That would almost be too easy to finish this off. They have such a good youth system. I remember that from pinching some players from there when we were in Colombia, but Monterrey could also be a good option as well. They'd be the 2 I lean towards in Liga MX. In terms of MLS, I don't have much of an idea, if I'm being honest, because just whoever's up near the top, and I still think the Mexican team's probably going to be stronger than the MLS teams just because of how the contracts and squad registration works in the USA. But at the moment, nothing there that catches my eye, so we're going to be on the job hunt for a little while, but by the time you see the next episode, hopefully it won't be very long, if at all, until we get our next job, and it will be somewhere in North America as we look to complete this Hexagon challenge. But that will do for our time in Asia. If you did enjoy it or today's episode, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you want to keep up to date with this challenge with our last region, North America, coming up very soon, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. But that does it for Asia. Only 1 left in this Hexagon challenge, and I'll see you when we get our new club. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.